everyone, this is Tough for Glory, episode 103. We're about 48 hours removed from Elimination Chamber. It's still getting new to me, the pay-per-views on a Saturday thing, or premium shows, whatever you want to call them. But I understand that this review is a little late. It's about 48 hours late. My computer wasn't working so well, but I'm here to give my review in. Today it's just going to be, again, me, Enigma V4. Young Smooth couldn't make for this one, but he'll definitely be in more videos. Again, he's still trying to be as active as possible. It's just all about free time. But before anything, introductions, I'm Enigma V4, and this is Elimination Chamber 2022 review. So I'm going to go off of my own list. So the first match I'm going to be talking about will be Rey Mysterio versus The Miz. Honestly, this match should not have been on pay-per-view. This match definitely could have been on a Monday Night Raw or the pre-show of this if you really wanted it to be on the card. Rey is better than this. I even think The Miz is better than this. Honestly, this feud came pretty much out of nowhere. I myself am still looking for what started all this. The one episode of Miz TV and Miz asked Dominik, "Oh, are you really Rey's son? Like, is that enough to start a pay-per-view? Is that enough to start a pay-per-view feud?" And I'm hoping that this leads to somewhere useful for Rey, Dominik, and The Miz, because again, like I said, these guys are a lot better than what we see. Honestly, the only person that I think it isn't on like this high tier list is Dominik. I am perfectly fine going probably like the next year or two with Dominik opening and pre-showing and being in a couple tag matches, but I do want Dominik to find his place, find his footing, because outside of being Rey's kid, there's nothing I know about Dominik. When we look at second and third and fourth generation superstars like Randy Orton, I don't say that's Cowboy Bob Orton's son. When we look at Cody, we don't say that's Dusty's kid. Even Ted DiBiase Jr., we don't say, oh, that's Ted DiBiase Sr.'s kid. Even someone like Curtis Axel, we don't say, oh, that's Mr. Perfect's son. These people carved out names for themselves, and I'm hoping that Dominik becomes a part of that second and third and fourth generation superstar talent list of I'm more than just my father's kid. Honestly, this match was a skippable one. I always love seeing Rey Mysterio. He's been one of my childhood favorites. I started becoming a I started becoming a fan of The Miz around probably after his WWE title run, because I felt bad that run got overshadowed by The Rock and Cena. But I'm not like a huge fan. Just interested in his work. But yeah, decent match. Nothing to really write home about. Next match is Naomi and Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. Honestly, guys, my only problem with this is Charlotte Flair being in the match, and it's not I don't think she's good or I'm tired of her. Nothing like that. It is just a personal pet peeve of mine seeing singles champions on tag matches on pay-per-views. It's one of the reasons why I strongly dislike Nikki Bella's Divas title run, where she rarely defended it and she was primarily in tag matches, almost making the championship feel like it's second. But in this situation, it just felt like they had no one for Charlotte. And if that's the case, if you guys can bring Seth Rollins from Raw to SmackDown, you guys can also bring someone from... One moment, guys. Okay, I'm back. And back to what I was saying, that if you can bring Seth Rollins from Raw to SmackDown to face Roman Reigns, you guys can easily bring someone from Raw to SmackDown for Charlotte Flair. Honestly, I know you can't put in anyone from the Chamber to do that, but you can still think of, okay, there has to be someone that can challenge Charlotte Flair to a match, despite the Women's Chamber was pretty much their entire division. But honestly, another thing I kind of didn't like was Ronda just seemed like she was bored here. Naomi was doing good. Sonya plays her character great. Charlotte is Charlotte Flair, of course, and just Ronda looked like she was bored. Like Ronda has the face of, can tomorrow just be WrestleMania? And I like Ronda. I like seeing what Ronda can do. She's very athletic in her own right. Um, as a WWE superstar, she's good for marketing. It's just 9 out of 10 times whenever she talks or like she's just like walking around, she looks like she's either bored, doesn't want to be here, or just extremely tired. Like when she won the Royal Rumble, she just had like the most straight face ever. Like you just won the Royal Rumble. Smile, be happy. You're maybe main eventing WrestleMania because we don't know who main events nowadays. But yeah, again, decent tag match. Did understand the whole stipulation of one hand tied behind her back or something. Hopefully Naomi and Sonya Deville can probably do something, not at Mania, but like on this coming up SmackDown. Next match is Madcap Moss versus Drew McIntyre. Honestly, I hate Madcap Moss because I see just about nothing in him. Like Madcap Moss to me would have probably fit right now perfectly in NXT 2.0, building a name for himself, building a character outside of being Happy Corbin's sidekick, just something outside of what he's currently doing. And also, I kind of hate his theme song, but I'm not gonna lie, Madcap Moss, I'm very shocked that he was able to stand up after that nasty um reversed Alabama slam by Drew McIntyre, going just about neck first, getting back up, getting claymored. Honestly, if I was the ref, I would have rushed this match over with. But similar to the Sonya and Naomi thing where I don't want the eventual match to be at Mania, I do not want Drew McIntyre versus Baron Corbin to be a WrestleMania match. That is easily a Friday Night SmackDown match. And hopefully after all this, Drew McIntyre's on to better things. Happy Corbin's on to like his fifth gimmick or something. He was the lone wolf. He was King Corbin. He was broke, or as Pat McAfee says, bum ass Baron Corbin, and now he's Happy Corbin. So probably by like next month he'll have another gimmick. Like this guy's on gimmick changes faster than Jericho at this point. All right, next match is this wasn't a match. This is more like a segment. Just the tag title match of the Usos versus the Viking War Rating Machine Express, whatever the hell they are at this point. They flew across the world to get beat up in 2 minutes, which I know is probably going to result in them getting a proper tag title match on Friday. And probably this was done for time. But this tag match should have opened. I am a firm believer that tag matches are the longest matches next to the main event and co-main events. So I believe that tag matches should always open. All right, now on to the next match. It is the Raw Women's Elimination Chamber of Alexa Bliss, Bianca Belair, Piper Niven, Liv Morgan, Nikki Ash, and Rhea Ripley. I actually liked this match. I liked this match for everything it gave me. There are a couple things that I didn't even think about. During Alexa Bliss's entrance, her intense stare at Rhea Ripley made me think, I wouldn't mind a feud between Alexa and Rhea Ripley. And speaking of Alexa, I know Nikki Ash is a heel, but seeing how Alexa Bliss is still being her own version of the Fiend or whatever the hell it is, I think that her and Nikki need to do a one-on-one where it's like a superhero versus a supervillain. That just has to be a thing down the line. So superhero versus supervillain and Alexa and Rhea feud. That'd be pretty cool. Nikki feels directionless ever since she turned heel. I did not expect her to win this. Like, not one bit of me said, yeah, Nikki has a chance. So for Liv Morgan, I've actually seen a lot of people get mad that Liv didn't win, and I've already said that Liv is a loser. She's lost about 2 or 3 times in the past 2 or 3 months. So it's, good for Bianca for winning this. Hopefully she can gain back that steam and momentum she had pre-losing 26 seconds. And then she'll have another great run, because I did like her SmackDown Women's title run. I just hope that whenever if she wins, it's not with horsewomen. I actually like to see new people. Outside of the 4 horsewomen and Alexa Bliss and Ronda Rousey, I want to see new champions. Doudrop, she just lost at the Royal Rumble, so I wouldn't have expected her to win either. Honestly, I would love to see Rhea and Bianca feud after Mania, because they just seem to always be the final 2, or they're just always in the same place at the same time. So maybe a feud between those 2. And with a name like The Nightmare, why didn't Rhea Ripley turn heel? But anyways, congrats to Bianca on winning this. I'm not looking forward to her and Becky if they try to do another 26-second squash match. A squash match should never happen at WrestleMania. As much as I don't like Daniel Bryan, his whatever it was, 8 seconds, 10 seconds match with Sheamus at WrestleMania 28, was not a fan of that in the least bit. I would have let them gone 12 minutes if you really had to be. A world championship match, squash match, never should be in the same sentence. Okay, now for the next match, it will be Becky Lynch versus Lita for the Raw Women's title. So in this match, honestly, I didn't expect Lita to do so good. I thought Lita was just going to do a couple good spots, probably a suicide dive, and then a moonsault, she misses, manhandle slam, and then 1, 2, 3. No, I have been very against Lita using the Twist of Fate, because it makes me think, Team Extreme, Hardy Boys, and Lita. But at the same time, it also reminds me, the situation with Matt. So kind of weird of her to use the Twist of Fate. But in this match, when Lita hits that Twist of Fate and then connects with that moonsault, I won't lie, I actually thought for a millisecond Lita was going to win. And it is very hard for me to believe people are winning championships pre-Mania. I said that I strongly dislike Royal Rumble winners that say, I want to challenge this person, and it's not for this title. So if Ronda were to say, I want to challenge Becky Lynch, and Lita would have won it, that would have really caught my eye. Like, what's going to happen now? Lita's champ, Ronda challenge Becky. What are we doing? So that really caught my eye. But man's got to win when the man's got to win, and Becky Lynch won this manhandle slam. as long as Becky knows what positions she's doing that move in, I will never have a complaint about it. The first time she started doing it, it looked like she was doing the side effect, and there were times that she was doing the rock bottom. But congrats to Becky Lynch on defeating the Hall of Famer Lita. You've earned it. Hopefully this was her retirement match. This had a lot better build than Charlotte versus Trish Stratus, and to me, it was better than Charlotte versus Trish Stratus. All right, time for the next match. And that is the Universal Championship match. Goldberg versus Roman Reigns. This match was a blink and you miss it match. This was probably one of Goldberg's fastest matches. Don't get me wrong. I thought, dear God, they might let Goldberg win, just like how they let Goldberg win against The Fiend. And I must admit, when he hits the spear, I thought, oh, there's a chance. But once Roman locked in that guillotine, it was pretty much over. But one of my pet peeves in wrestling is the obvious rope breaks. When you're in a submission or you're doing a pin and it is painfully obvious that all a person has to do is reach for the ropes and it's only like 3 inches away, I really wonder, are you in like that? Are you that unconscious? Tyler, trust me, man. You missed nothing. You missed nothing of importance. You missed nothing of importance in that match. It was a go to the bathroom. It was morning. It was morning when this was happening. So go make yourself some breakfast, come back, and the match is over. It was your typical Goldberg match, but I'm just explaining the painful situations that people are in, and they don't go for ropes. Roman had the guillotine locked, yes, but when Goldberg pushes Roman into the corner and Goldberg can easily grab both set of ropes so Roman doesn't push him down, that's a rope break. A similar situation is Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole in like the 3 stages of Hell match in NXT TakeOver, and Kyle had a submission on where a kendo stick was in like 4 inches of Adam Cole, and Adam just taps. To me, that makes no sense. But honest to God, I'm happy that Roman wins. Congrats to mine, yours, our tribal chief on continuing his reign of dominance. And I can't say much about this match without getting into the next match. So let's get right into it. So because this is the main event, I want to thank everyone that's been watching this. Tyler, you're new, so welcome to Top for Glory, man. Cash Money, I saw your comment earlier. Moss isn't that funny. Trust me, I know he isn't. And I understand that this is a fast one. This is about a 20-minute video. But, you know, we're going to be doing more videos throughout this week. Speaking of Cash Money, I saw the Will Ospreay versus Michael Oku match. Gonna review it this week. But anyways, remember, guys, that if you haven't already, you guys can drop a like, drop a sub. You can follow mine and Young Smooth's social medias. So my Twitter is Enigma_V4_. Young Smooths is Young Smooth TFGs. My Instagram is Enigma_V4. We have a Discord link down below. You can also follow me on my TikTok. Links down below as well. But time for the main event. So, the main event, the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber with defending champion Bobby Lashley versus challengers AJ Styles, Brock Lesnar, Austin Theory. Yeah, guys, don't worry. I was shocked about that one too. Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins. Now, I forgot what order they come in. Oh, wait, no. Seeing Seth Rollins and Austin Theory, for all you guys that don't remember that, Austin Theory was a part of the faction that Seth Rollins had. It was him, Buddy Murphy. It was him and Buddy Murphy at one point. when Seth was the Monday Night Messiah. So that was part of his group. So to see Austin Theory and Seth Rollins, square up and just really go to town with each other, they did a pretty good job the first 5 minutes, and then I forget who comes out next. Wait, no. I remember who comes out next. Matt Riddle comes out next, and he does his cool spots. I really do like Matt Riddle. And I'm really thinking, what's next after RK Bro for Matt Riddle? I know a lot of people love RK Bro. I'm definitely one of them. But I got to know what's next, because Randy is Randy Orton. He is bona fide Hall of Famer. Randy can take 6 months off right now, and he's still fine. He's still the Viper. He's still the Legend Killer. He's still everything. I want to know what's next for Matt Riddle if RK Bro were to ever split up. But Matt Riddle had his spots. My favorite thing about Matt Riddle in this was he looks like he's about to go for the RKO, and he hears the timer going down, and he immediately turns around to Brock, ready to fight him. And as we all know, Matt Riddle has been itching to get a one-on-one match with Brock Lesnar. But unfortunately, AJ Styles is the one to come out. And then AJ does his cool stuff as well. Everyone's gotten enough time in this match to have their moment. Now, unfortunately, Seth Rollins buckle bombed Austin Theory into Bobby Lashley's Elimination Chamber pod, where he quote-unquote got a concussion, so they had to remove him from the match. So there was definitely going to be a new champion. That spot didn't make me think, this is an easy way to protect Bobby. I thought, Bobby Lashley's definitely still losing the WWE Championship. Brock is winning. But watching Brock basically just look at his pod, like he taps it, and I guess he just had like a realization, wait a minute, why don't I just break it? And then he just kicks it wide open. And oh my God, I thought Seth Rollins would win this match, but the moment Brock kicks his pod open and the first thing he does is F5 Seth Rollins, that it just sucked all the life out of me. I was drained of any hype for this match because it just turned into F5. Like everyone got F5'd, especially Austin Theory's from the top of a chamber. I was excited for everyone but Brock Lesnar in this match, despite seeing the outcome. I could have skipped all of this from the moment Brock Lesnar's music hit at the Royal Rumble and only watched WrestleMania, and I knew all of this was going to happen. But congrats to Brock Lesnar, the WWE Championship. I don't know how many times at this point. I know that during the spin F5 for Austin Theories, it looked like he landed on his feet. So he should have been perfectly fine. But again, congrats to Brock Lesnar on winning the WWE Championship. We're going to get title for title. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for, I believe, the 6th or 7th time. And honestly, I don't know who's going to win that match. This was one of my least favorite Elimination Chamber matches. It was painfully predictable. But, we're still on the road to WrestleMania, guys. So for everyone that came to watch us, Tyler, again, welcome to Talk for Glory, Cash Money. Thanks for always viewing us, man. Remember, guys, it's not just going to be me always. Young Smooth's going to be here. Remember, the next video is going to be Will Ospreay versus Michael Oku. So again, guys, remember, my socials and Young Smooth socials are Twitters, Enigma_V4_, Young Smooth TFG. My Instagram is Enigma_V4. Always check out our Discords. And my TikTok is Enigma_V4. Remember, guys, have a great night. Stay safe. And enjoy the rest of Monday Night Raw.